Welcome to Counter Slaves, the show where we play 30k, and it's pretty good, man. I mean, people are liking it, you know. With me is Clarence and Matt Stricken. And Matt, what do you got today?
My regular Sons of Horus.
Sons of Horus, and you got the Typhon, I think?
I brought the Typhon. I got tournament test list, so we'll see how that goes.
I see Leviathan as well, that's terrifying. And Clarence, what do you got?
Got 500 points of loyalist night lords. Loyalist.
They're just hiding all the bloodstain and gore and everything.
No, they still do that shit.
And why is it loyalist,
It's
Clarence?
loyalist because they got some custodes in it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. And they're painted, I can see.
They are. Why would they not be painted?
But you had to cheat to run them. Tell the bad news to the internet.
So the bad news internet is for the tournament that's coming up, the tournament, that me as one of the very partial TOs decided that I don't want to buy 2 fucking boxes of Prospero, nor should anyone who wants to run them.
I'll do what
So we changed their already temporary rules to allow to take one squad for your Agent of the Emperor.
Well, I think you have to spend $400 to be able to run this tournament for the.
Yeah, for myself. For decent.
There's eBay. There's choices.
Z-Bay?
Z-Bay.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll arrive before the tournament. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, yeah, the cheating's gonna happen either way.
Well,
so
the painting's already gonna call for it anyway, right?
Exactly.
Clarence already won that.
Are we gonna have to do the same things for Sisters of Silence?
They don't have rules yet.
Oh, that's just peachy. Okay.
And they're coming out.
Are we gonna have to let people run the
War.
40k rules?
No, fuck them. They don't get rules.
Okay, that's probably good for everyone's blood pressure. All right, well then, I don't think anyone cares. I'm gonna take them because they're psychic things or something, right?
If they care, I'll kick them from the tournament after they give us the money.
Exactly.
I care. Oh shit! I paid.
I care. I care. I want my money back.
Yeah.
No refunds. So we're back with armies, and I think we're running one of the missions for the tournament.
Number
Mission
one.
What was it called again?
Called
Dawn
the
of
pitched
War,
battle into 5 objectives.
Normal deployment with 5 objectives. 5 turns as always. We don't go any longer than 5 turns. And if you see people assaulting from outflank or reserves, it's allowed on this mission. Yeah. So if you're going to be a cheeky commenter there, just have all the facts.
Thank you for leaving comments.
Thank you for leaving comments and watching and subscribing and Patreon and such. So we'll be back in a few.
My 2,500 points of Green Wing Sons of Horus. It's being led by Malagurst, and he has with him a command squad today. The command squad is just 3-man squad, and power axes on the banner bearer. Today we're running the Long March Rite of War, because you should never really take anything else. So, because I'm bringing Mal, I have 3 units of veteran tactical marines. This squad is bare bones. The sergeant has artificer armor and a power sword with a dedicated rhino with dozer blade. Another 10-man squad, 4 combi plasma, sergeant with artificer armor, power axe. The squad has melta-bombs and a rhino, and there's 1 power sword with the dozer blade. Final is my machine destroyers with 2 melta-guns, sergeant with artificer armor, power fist. They all have melta-bombs. The rhino with a dozer blade. Beside that, we have our contemptor mortis with its 2 carries assault cannons, 2 individual javelins, each with 200 killer missiles apiece and multi-meltas, the laser vindicator destroyer, the Scorpius whirlwind launcher, 2nd time using it, 1st time never got a shot off. Then we have our Leviathan dreadnought with the 2 Volkite charger calivers that fell off. The siege drill with meltagun, the cyclonic meltalance, which is awesome, and it's riding in a drop pod today. And for Lord of War today, we are bringing the Typhon with armored ceramite, which the Leviathan also has, and las cannons, and that is 2,500 points.
2,500 point loyalist night lord list. Loyalist because of the custodes in the army. So starting, this is my warlord. He's a chaplain with artificer armor, chain glaive, and Volkite melta-bomb refractor field. To his right is a master signal with Volkite artificer melta-bombs refractor field. I have 5 deep striking combi plas power axe terminators, 5 power fist terminators. The sergeant has a chain fist. I have 3 shatter upgraded quad launchers, 2 10-man tactical squads with extra hand weapon. This squad has power fist on the sergeant and artificer armor, and the other squad has melta bomb on the Sergeant. And Volkite, they both have the Vexilla and the Nuncio Vox on the Sergeant. I have 5 Spear Custodes. I have my Leviathan in a drop pod with extra armor and the Phosphex and the Volkite and the Siege Drill and the Graviton. And I have an Atropos with Ocular Augmetics. And that is my 2,500 points. Oh, Chaplain also has Void Shield. Night Lord's deployment, I won all the roles, so I picked the side, deployed first. Down in the corner, I have a 10-man tactical squad camping the objective. I have my knight right here, and I have this arrow of Terminators. That's all that deploy normally. We'll have infiltrators right down here with my Master Signal and normal rapiers with quad launchers. Everything else is in reserve. I have a 10-man tactical squad in normal reserve. I have my Chaplain and Custodes outflanking. I have my Terminators in Deep Strike reserve, and I have my Leviathan in Turn 1 Deep Strike.
So this is the end of Sons of Horus deployment. As Clarence said, I didn't win a single roll-off, so we're off to a great start. We're going to start on my far left, where my Contemptor Mortis is chilling behind a building right now. To my right, we have our Laser Vindicator behind some impassable terrain here, being blocked by my Machine Destroyer Veteran Support Squad. The Typhon, with no firing lanes, because Night Lords, Loyalists, or Traitors hide like bitches. Followed by an empty Rhino.
You're learning.
And then we have our Scorpius, away from everyone. Hopefully I get a shot in this game.
Very good.
And then we have our Combi Plasma Veteran Squad with Melta Bombs. Just chilling right here. Again, not much is around. And then we'll come back to you with reserves. The Horus reserves. Our empty Rhino contents of veteran sniping outflanking Marines are right here. So they will be outflanking, along with our 2 individual javelins. Malgurs in his routine, command squad routine will be walking on normal reserves. And the Leviathan will be a turn 1 deep strike to match Clarence's Leviathan turn 1 deep strike. And that is all my reserves. That's the end of Sons of Horus turn 1. Not a very good turn. Start with my Mortis. It fired, all of its shots hit, but I couldn't wound the quad mortar squad. My Leviathan came down, perfect placement. It shot its Melta-Lance and its Melta-Gun into the Atropos. 3 invulnerable saves were made. So that sucked, but I did 1 hull point to it. Only 6 more to go after its D-cannon shoots me in the face. Laser Vindicator, no targets, no targets, no targets. My Spartan fired into the Terminators. I blew apart 3 of them. They passed the morale, which sucks. And my Scorpius made its inaugural shot in Game 2 onto the quad mortars and scattered all the way up here. So that's the end of Sons of Horus turn 1.
This is the end of Night Lord turn 1. Come down over here. My drop pod came in, hit, managed to kill his Rhino for first blood. I was very pleased. The squad didn't get shaken or snapshotted. Moving down over here, my Atropos targeted the Leviathan. His normal D weapon missed. His blast gun turned into a vortex and ate the drop pod, but I didn't roll a 6 against the Leviathan, so he passed it on his cover. And we'll see how that goes. The quad mortars couldn't shoot because they intercepted last turn. And I tried to charge with the Terminator, and the one guy who was in range got clinked off by Volkite. So we'll see how turn 2 goes, see at the end of Sons of Horus turn 2. Okay, breaking news, we're rolling the Vortex live. We usually don't do this, but let's see how it goes. Hits, I believe it follows the small arrow, but it'll be either not moving or going 9 inches in some direction.
Well, let's figure it out, come on now.
We're back after investigation. We discovered it doesn't always follow the small arrow. It is difficult as it can be to find, so we're going to be using the big white GW dice. Went 9 inches this way, dodged everything, threading the needle.
Sigh from both of you.
Meh.
Wipe the brow, wipe the brow.
Path is opened up, yay!
Right. Continue with your turn.
Right.
The Sons of Horus turn 2, a much more effective turn than our first go through. So we'll start here. After my troops disembarked from the destroyed Rhino, they charged the drop pod, and I used crack grenades because I didn't want to blow myself up, and I caused 1 hull point of damage. So Leviathan is still in there having fun. My Scorpius shot over into the quad mortars once again, and missed long again, so I'm really enjoying that new toy. My Typhon, in its infinite destructing glory, shot into the lone Terminator, and rolled 2 1s. So he's just marching on through. Mal and his unit came on from regular reserve. I just marched them up the board a bit, blocking off a bit because I know I got some deep striking Terminators coming in. So I want to play a little defensively. My Melta Squad vets just moved around a bit more. Again, defense. My Laser Vindicator shot into the Leviathan. 2+ save. Didn't get anything. What can you do? Mortis shot into the quad guns. Killed one.
Yeah.
My Leviathan Dreadnought charged into the Atropos and knocked it in the nuts and made it go Titanic Explosion, which came back and scattered onto the quad mortars and killed a few of them with some D hits. So I get some Ds added to my notch now too. Javelin shot into the Atropos but didn't do any damage, and my second outflanking veteran squad came in from reserve, threw a crack grenade that Ren did and killed one guy. So I got rid of the sergeant, and I didn't rapid fire, so I can't charge. They still have to take a leadership test. Other than that, that's the end of Sons of Horus turn 2.
You alive? Doing it live. We're doing it. We're doing it live.
Damn.
Passed.
Fuck. Run, you bastards.
End of Night Lord turn 2. For my reserves, the Custodes didn't come in, the Tactical Squad didn't come in, the Terminators did, but they mishapped and they went back into ongoing, so nothing really came in. Starting over here, my Dreadnought rolled a 6 for his difficult terrain to clamber up onto the top of the building. He directed all of his fearsome firepower at the remnants of Malgurst. The Phosphex went a touch wide, but I managed to clean them up anyways with the Volkite at the end. Pretty fun there. Moving down over here, the Master Signal assisted quad launchers toasted his Leviathan. Very pleased about that. And then one of the better things to happen down in this corner, you can see my last 5 tactical marines Fury of the Legion his guys and killed 3, rolled really poorly, and he failed his leadership test and he's running away. It's a whole bad news over there. But that's it for me. See you guys at the end of Sons of Horus turn 3.
Yeah, Sons of Horus turn 3. Pretty good turn. We're going to start over here, where my Leadership 9 guys fled yet again. And they moved another 8. So, you know, they're about to get charged from our Fear the Flank special rule probably.
Yay!
My Contemptor Mortis was out of range of everything.
Whoa.
My Rhino removed up, flatted out, so it's right here. My Javelin and my Laser Destroyer shot into the Leviathan. A couple hull points combined with my other Javelin for 3 out of the 4. My veterans then assaulted. I lost 3 in the assault. I blew it up, and I lost another one in the explosion. The explosion also destroyed the drop pod, so I got a 2-for-1 special on that. The Typhon fired its Dreadhammer cannon into the invincible Terminator, but it scattered and wiped out the entire quad mortar squad.
Could be worse.
I'll take that. The 2 las cannons shot into it too, and both invulnerable saves were made again. The Scorpius, who I am really starting to hate, fired a full spread into the Master of Signal and scattered full value again. What can you do? So here's the end of Sons of Horus turn 3. We'll see it for Night Lords turn 3.
This is the bottom of turn 3 for Night Lords. Starting down here, my Tactical Squad Reserve came in. They moved and then ran 3 inches up the board, kind of made a nice circle pattern to try to not get Typhon.
Right behind Prit Loves Erotic Cakes.
Yeah, and Prit Loves Erotic Dick. It's the name of it, by the way. The Terminators also came in because they had to from ongoing. They scattered 5 inches or so back, but they're still all in rapid fire. Gunned down his dudes. One of them gunned himself down with an overheat. Moving down over here, I called down an orbital strike from my Master Signal. I got 2 shots, scattered a bit, the second one flipped, but I still managed to pen and immobilize the Rhino, so that's really nice. And the Custodes and Chaplain also came in, totaling all my reserves are now in. They rolled off 3 to come on this side. I charged his dudes, they rallied, they got butchered by Custodes. And they look pretty cool. But that's about it. See the end of Sons of Horus turn 4.
Sons of Horus turn 4. This game is going to come down to the wire. I'm pretty confident in that right now. So we'll start with Scorpius. It fired two shots, caused direct hit, because I had line of sight this time, and I killed 2 out of 4. My laser vindicator followed up with another one, and they are fleeing as a result.
Nice.
My javelin moved up. I killed his sergeant, so that was really good. And I also killed 2 more Marines with my Cyclones. So they passed their leadership test, so they're fine for now.
Javelins do work.
They 55 points, you cannot go wrong. Trademarked, no one else can take them. Rhino just moved up a bit. It's just going to stay here in the event his Terminator can do. At this point, it's a denial game for me because all of my troops are pretty much dead. The Javelin here passed its dangerous terrain test, thank God, or I would have cried. It shot into the Void Shield Harness Warlord and caused nothing. So that sucked. My Rhino repaired itself.
Oh!
That's right, it does happen, Internet.
First time ever.
And they're just staying in there right now, so now I actually have more movement with them, so that's actually pretty good. Mortis fired into the Custodes. I caused 2 wounds because of the wound allocation shenanigans they can do.
Characters.
They can pass it all off, so they, live up to their reputation as the Emperor's Guards. The Typhon fired the Dreadhammer into the squad. 4 out of 5 died. There's always one left. He is fleeing though, but he didn't flee very far, so that kind of sucked. And I did shoot the last cannon into that Terminator who passed his 4th invulnerable save. I just wish he would die so I would feel better about myself.
OG.
That's the end of Sons of Horus turn 4. We'll see you at the end of Night Lord's turn 4.
End of Night Lord turn 4. Starting over here, he rallied and moved 3 inches close to the edge with his consolidator. Over here, they moved 4 through difficult and then ran 6 to kind of encircle the objective. Over here, my master signal just moved out in front of his boy, the Terminator. He's like taking up 4 pluses. I got it now, 5 plus. And over here, the Custodes and Chaplain moved up and ran and are in position. So that's the end of Night Lord turn 4. See you at the end of Sons of Horus turn 5.
End of Sons of Horus turn 5. A lot of good happened. Some awkward things happened. But there's one move that Clarence has left, and then we'll see where we go from there. So we'll start here. This lone Terminator got laser vindicated. He failed his invulnerable saves, like the good boy he is. Scorpius, I try to play to move him and shoot at the void shield of this. I hit, but unfortunately I did not pen the void shield, so that affected a lot later on. The Typhon shot its Dreadhammer cannon into the squad, but because the void shield was up, it technically hit the shield, even though it scattered back here. We had a lot of confusion and debates and everything, and essentially we just had that the void shield was just this big ball. And anyway, it got rid of that, which opened up my Mortis to fire. I killed the Custode.
Yeah, they can die.
They're not that bad. It's only the close combat, which we're going to see probably soon. And we got a wound on the Warlord. The Javelin flatted out to secure this. His guy cannot do any damage to it, so I've nullified that objective. My guys got out of their repaired Rhino and gunned down the 2 guys there. Currently securing this. Again, it's all going to come down to this. And the play of the game so far. This lonely Rhino, tank shocked. Clarence failed his leadership test, and they ran off the board. So I completely secured that objective with a Rhino. So we'll come back to it at the end of turn 5.
End of Night Lord's turn 5 and the end of the game. First I tried to see if my Void Shield came back up. I knew it would be really important in case some Overwatch sniped off my dude with Relic, which would have given him the edge in victory points. And probably denied my charge. It didn't, so I was a bit nervous. He Overwatched. The toughness 5 from the Custodes managed to really shrug off a couple wounds. He failed to hit on the Melta-Guns, and then I got a 9 for my 8-inch charge. So I managed to get in once, and they just took out the squad. Especially with the Chaplain, the hatred really generates a lot of attacks. And then I got the Consolidate to get within 3, and because they are the Spear Custodes, they're troops, so I did manage to score it. So at the end of the game, it was 5 objectives for me. Got First Blood, got Warlord, and I have the objective. 2 is 1 for killing my Super Heavy. So total 5-1 Night Lord victory. Very, very close game. And see you in the post game.
Welcome to the post-game show! You totally just watched these two fine gentlemen play 2,500 points of 30K and didn't fast forward because you're good people.
We're fine, gentlemen.
Apparently. I'm going to toss it to Matt, MVP.
I don't know. There's a lot that worked. There's a lot that didn't work. I liked my typhon. The rhino that caused the tank shot to flee. That was pretty sweet, I won't lie. I loved my typhon.
Yeah.
Everything it touched, only one thing survived except for a void shield.
The Terminator.
With the dread hammer didn't survive. That one Terminator. Oh my god! I wanted to throw him against the wall.
He had no dread to be hammered.
So yeah, that did its job. It made its points back. The Leviathan did its job as well, taking out the Knight, but that was kind of expected. The shenanigans with those quad mortars I didn't think of initially, but some shenanigans.
Who's it going to be, though?
I'd give it to the Typhon, just because it murdered everything.
Did you pick a name for him yet?
No, I don't know.
You got to pick a name for him.
That'd be a time where I wish I was a Space Wolf player.
Wait, at work? Just look on your phone and Google up tank names.
Loves erotic.
Loves erotic cake, the tank.
No. Something else.
Loves
Just
erotic
D.
tank.
Dread Pounder.
Acid blast. Clarence, give me your MVP.
MVP just for what won me the game would have had to be the custodes.
So you got the painting?
Well, that and because they held the objective, which won me the game.
Yeah, that's always good.
I would like to say the Terminator because he caused so much annoyance throughout the course of the game. But
you definitely need to make him your new sergeant.
Thank God for Splitfire, or I would have lost my chance.
But no, the custodes did quite well.
They did. They look nice.
The Leviathan did pretty annoying as well. Blasted some HQs right off the
I
board.
love you climbing up into the building and then they climb up too. It's fuck you!
I thought I had enough room, but whatever.
The melted bombs was great though. It's just eat melted bombs for breakfast.
Changing that back to the...
No, we're not.
I'm the one in control of the fact.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to abide by GW's FAQ?
Yeah.
Alright, drop pods it is!
Oh yeah.
Wall of drop pods. Matt, give me your epic fail. If you have an epic fail.
Oh fuck.
Tactical squad.
Well, the tactical squad that fled twice was pretty bad, but then they got butchered by the custodes, so that was kind of expected. The Scorpions didn't do too well for the first few turns, but then it redeemed itself.
It killed 2 models.
2 Terminators though. It's not terrible. That's
Not its
that's
points.
2/3 of its points.
But its points are so low that should be such an easy mark
What
to
else
hit,
did he get?
right?
He got other shit, didn't it?
No.
Nothing else?
No.
No.
Okay. It was just calibrating its sensors and shit.
Yeah.
It didn't get to fire last time, so
No, it's still warming up and it's still, back from the forge from the nice...
Yeah, Horus Heresy positioned it, it got smoked. He's like, fuck, give me another one. They're like, we're still halfway through. He's like, no, just give it, we'll
That's why I use the long march, so my shit just keeps coming rolling out.
We'll field tune it.
I'd still give them the epic fail because they literally did nothing.
Yeah,
Except they were like a slingshot. For me.
Sure, no, but I mean, did they even bolter a guy?
Yeah, they killed half the squad.
Sorry, I thought they didn't do anything.
No, everything did something, but they just failed the hardest, and then
I guess.
I just couldn't capitalize.
So maybe Malgers failed the hardest.
They
just got
got
bombed right.
Is that dangerous to give that to Mal?
He failed. Yeah,
give it to Mal then.
Yeah, command squad.
Command squad, I'm gonna break their legs some more, so...
Bye-bye command squad.
Rip off those cloaks.
They burned away with the phosphax.
Clarence, what was your epic fail?
Might have been the tank shock squad, but if it wasn't them, if it wasn't them, it was probably the Typhon turning around to blast them. Honestly, there's a really high chance of that.
Yeah, I was 1 inch away from a thunder striking them.
Yeah. But it's always so nice. You get that one fucking little rhino. 10 guys.
I won't lie, that felt really good.
Yeah, everything else did really quite decently. The Knight got charged by the Leviathan, so of course it died.
Still got its fucking vortex.
It got the vortex, so that's all that matters.
Another notch on its banner.
Another notch.
I gotta start painting that banner.
Going nuclear.
But everything did fairly well. Held its ground till the end.
To the tactical squad.
It'd have to be the tactical squad.
Makes sense. Matt, 2 minutes or less, thoughts in the game.
Well, it was really close. I mean, it literally came down to an 8-inch charge. If that
it came down to a lot of tiny things.
Yeah.
That was the last thing.
Yeah, I didn't turn my rhino to deny. That's on me. I still would have lost 2-1.
That's kind of funny, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was
Major to minor, though, right? Major to
yeah.
minor.
It was turn 3, and no one had any objectives except for that one back there.
Yeah.
And no, it was so close. By turn 3, I was really confident because the reserves didn't come in. I was able to pound away the Atropos, so that opened that up.
Keep it a repose.
Yeah, like everything was good, and then turn 4.
My turn 3 was pretty good because my Terminators managed to kill the entire veteran squad in one shot.
Yeah.
The Custodes killed your tactical squad over here, and then I had suddenly
an
objective
the
on.
Leviathan killed my HQ, so that was 3 scoring units in one turn.
Yeah.
So after that, yeah.
Basically, like suddenly I had 2 objectives across the board, plus stuff in your deployment zone, plus stuff up here that could. And I had the Terminator. He managed to walk his way all the way across.
Dick.
Joined there, and I managed to mobilize that Rhino up the field as well.
Prepared.
Yeah, it was great, but I'm just saying.
The first repair ever
On the end of my turn 3, it was suddenly like it swung again, right?
As soon as the bottom came in, it just fell off. Like losing the 3 scoring units is what did me in because then I had nothing left.
Yeah.
I dealt with everything, but once you don't have anything to score with, what's the point? Thankfully, I had enough left where I could contest for days.
That's where racking up the secondaries early on is so important. It's like, I can't get Warlord now. It's like in some games, like not this game, obviously there's a good chance for you to get Warlord. But some games they're like across the table under the roof, you're like, fuck, I can't get
the javelins were good insurance.
And that is the point of Mal when he comes in properly. Yeah. I screwed up putting the objective down. I didn't put 6 inches in for him to walk onto. A few learning things, but that's why we're doing these tournament prep games. This is my second time.
It'll vary
too,
depending on what quadrant you're in, how close you are to doing things.
Yeah, my list this time is also way different from my
loyalist Night Lords.
Yo, hidden OP crushes tournament preference.
It hurts so bad.
Clarence, 2 minutes left.
Yeah, so as we've kind of said already, there's definitely a lot of really critical moments leading up through the game. From what did happen, the Leviathan managing to wipe the squad, the Terminators managing to kill their squads. A couple of pretty key invul save lookout surge from the Custodes, just able to spread the wounds around, not take crippling damage, as well as the Chaplain being able to give it to his Custode bodyguards and rely on that 2+ save. Toughness 5 also really helps. The Terminator kind of marching his way up the table. He took a lot of las cannon pot shots that could have been better contributed elsewhere if he died the first time, and then he could have turned just focus things a bit differently. The guys getting Fury the Legion, then falling back twice to be irrelevant.
3 1s.
Yeah, to be 3 1s, falls back a ton, just lets my guys kind of stay in cover, not get killed as easily. And also, the initial barrage just missing the quad mortars, meaning he had to devote more and more.
How much they were bunched up, I should have hit something, but I was
devote
rolling.
More and more firepower to them. Sometimes you have to throw more stuff against one target to kill it, and it's fuck.
Scattering Typhon shot from the Dread to the Terminator onto the quad mortars, killing them all was awesome.
Certainly useful for
some
sure.
mini punch shit right there.
But
that felt good.
Yeah, there's definitely some back and forth, getting really lucky now. The tank shock, obviously.
The tank shock was awesome.
Tank shock was quite good.
That was
always, if you have that chance, always take it. I learned that in our last tournament outing.
Is that your objective? Get the fuck off it.
Yeah, that's mine.
It's mine now.
My 40 point Rhino.
Rhinos will always have a use, no matter what you do. They will always have a use. Alright, what was your thoughts on the Custodes?
They're not unkillable.
They're definitely Terminator equivalent. They're a tad more resilient to small arms fire because of the wounds and the toughness. They die the same to Medusas, Typhons, Vindicators.
Without a void shield attached.
I really had to invest a lot into that unit. I had to take a Chaplain to get more efficient attacks.
How many points was he, remember?
He was 150, 160. Yeah. Devote a Warlord trait to making them semi-maneuverable.
But
and
that
even then, but even then, that's still worth 2 victory points to kill my Warlord on top of just the points I spent to make the unit decent and the warlord trait.
They were just an inch or two away from the typhon all game.
Yeah.
2 turns.
Oh yeah, that was another thing, that them being like 2 inches out of 36 for his move.
It is proof positive though that the 40 points you pay for the Void Shield harness is not terrible.
No, it's very
I
useful.
wonder if they'll get the floating rhinos, the custodes.
That'd be neat.
Probably.
I hope they do it right though, because you could do that really wrong. I
Yeah,
feel.
like,
if you don't do it.
I mean, if they don't base it on the devilfish, I feel that will be the wrong fish.
No, I don't mean that so much as like.
Custodes started Tau.
If it's I don't know, if it's actually a different model, yeah.
They
If it's
drop
like
their
a
seed in
custom
the
fucking
blue, I
rhino,
guess.
Just
no.
drop down and bang the Tau.
Some Slanesh in there.
Oh god. Do you even acknowledge Slash anymore?
I will soon. I'm starting Emperor's Children.
We don't need to
There
know
you
about
go.
your basement.
With children. It's fun. Anyone have any show notes or anything else fun to talk about?
Yeah, maybe like just what we're doing with the custodes, because we kind of went over it briefly at the start. So
well,
basically,
surprise, he
Yeah.
doesn't want to spend $400
well,
on
yeah,
of
so
Prospero.
that
That's
I
pretty
think
much it.
It's a bit of a joke. But as I said, it's a huge investment to make the unit decent, so it's not exactly like I want it easy. It's like easy OP unit. Like thanks guys.
Give it 6 months once they have their own army list.
Yeah, in which case that's obviously going to be gone, their temporary focus. But what we did is just, you can take a unit, 1 unit, instead of taking 2.
And it takes up an elite slot, right?
Well, the shields take your elite.
Oh, what do these guys do?
They
Halberds
it's
or
the
troops?
troops.
So it takes a troop.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's a troop.
Good enough.
But in addition, also locks your elite, your allies out from being
Yeah,
taken.
you have to be
So,
able to take allies to begin with, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you didn't have a right to it.
yeah. Well, I didn't have it right because
Or traitors.
well, no, it's because Terror Assault is really restrictive.
It
And
is.
not emperor friendly.
In terms of, well, it is actually
Oh, wow.
friendly.
That's
All their special units are neutral, but Terror Assault really adds up on the troop tax. There's a lot of tax.
The one heavy two hurts.
And also, you need to take a Delegatus, or you have to take something to unlock a Rite of War.
Yeah.
That usually costs more points. And I wanted the Chaplain, and then I was like, you know what, like, fuck that one. I think it's gonna crush me.
chaplains aren't good.
Yeah, no, that guy's a tool. But
Hey, he was nice.
no, it wasn't. You can tell by his grammar.
It was
But,
his British steel, okay?
Mhm. But yeah, then I knew I was like, the Leviathan's gonna fuck me, and I was like, okay, I guess this can work. So I threw the Master Signal in with the mortars, and that's all I really wanted.
I do really like that.
Yeah.
But you can just do that with a chaplain, or the chaplains can't join.
What?
Can you do that with a chaplain, or the chaplains can't join the artillery?
You need to have a Cognus Signum or augury scanner to intercept.
So that's my point.
Apothecaries.
Yeah,
The chaplains can take the.
so-
not chaplains, sorry.
No.
Apothecary.
No,
No.
apothecaries.
Only normal apothecaries can take augury scanners, and they can't be attached to the artillery unit because they're
So that's the
artillery.
only way to do it. Okay. I got you.
Yeah, unless you do like a Forge Lord, they might be able to get an augury scanner from the Tech Marine gear.
I think you're right.
Or of course, like a Primarch can do like Perturabo, Gilliman.
I think my special character has one.
What's his face?
Valen.
Valen probably.
Yeah.
There's a good chance.
Night fight was nice to have as well for them.
Yeah, we didn't have Night Fight this game.
No, I meant like seeing a night. Like,
Oh yeah, Night Vision's very
Yeah.
useful. It kind of just helps get through that 2+ to a 3+ on the Leviathan pod.
12 strength, 8 shots on the over or the intercept.
Yeah, BS5
That's pretty great.
re-rolling
That
armor pin.
sucked. I'm just happy that I find
You got through the first
Yeah,
volley
I got through
without being
that,
shaken either.
and then they couldn't fire in their turn because of the intercept. I was happy. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, well, I can take out the attributes.
Honestly, I played that a bit bad. I should have maneuvered to block off the pod with my unit afterwards. But like again, we all learn something from our games. But yeah, being able to shoot properly, not getting shaken from the 6 armor pen results I got through was quite fortunate. Is the sometimes fortunate.
True that.
I love the Melt Alliance.
It's good. It's good. I love my grab bombard.
It's fun. I find the Melta Lance is more effective.
Depends. Yeah, it depends on the target. I like.
Well, I use my Leviathan for heavy
units.
armor.
That grab is disgusting. Like if you shot the grab and you shot at his
I've got all of it.
fucking unit, like it would just disappear.
Magnets.
Especially against artillery because they autofill their test, so it just eats just the unit.
That's why I use the Phosphex discharge and hope for good rolls.
Oh yeah, the Phosphex is great too. It also will eat through them, but
fucking Phosphex.
It always comes back to that.
I don't know how they thought it would work leaving templates. Like, what were they thinking?
Can't believe they thought crawling fire would be a fair and balanced rule to have on multiple templates.
At least it's a lot to unlock them for quad mortars. You're paying.
It's 150 minimum. That's bare bones on the siege
But
breaker.
I find, given our tournament setup, we all know what the boards look like. Quads are very good. They're tough as fuck. Like, even one quad. So, stop recording at some point there. I guess we can talk about how the world's gonna end in, like, how many days now?
Well, when Hillary gets impeached and Trump wins.
Probably, yeah, looks like.
The FBI finally are able to take her out.
I'm sure she'll, like, just shed her skin and swerve, as a lizard down in the underground. I don't know. And then Trump's not much better, but hey, there we go.
Yay for being Canadian.
Yay.
I think.
Right
now.
He tries to infest Canada.
You know what, though? Like, the Trump thing will be great in the sense of if the world doesn't end, the betting and the comedy will be equally awesome. People just bet, like, who he'll fucking declare war on this week or what dignitary he'll fucking call something. He's basically the guy.
The pussy.
Yeah, that too. But he's literally like the guy in the Philippines, but in North America. He'll just be like, he called the president of fucking Paraguay today a cunt and like whatever else, like it'll be funny in a horrible way. And then just the idea of Trump and Trudeau in the same room for anything is the best thing ever.
Well, they're both photo opportunists, right?
Yeah, exactly. But he's hyper progressive, or at least pretends to be, and Trump just doesn't give a shit. So the conversations
Trudeau
will just be
have
epic.
a meltdown. He'll just be crying in the corner.
Trudeau will be fucking eating his dinner, saying the plate doesn't have diversity on it, and there's fucking Trump, getting drunk and trying to
and setting fire to it, saying there's too much diversity and getting rid of it.
Building a wall of napkins, like
he builds a wall. He just has potato. There's no other food allowed on his plate because he's just that keen on it.
Except
those brown beans are too close to my mashed potatoes.
They're stealing my mashed potatoes gravy.
next to my apple pie.
So if the world doesn't end, I think we'll see you soon for another fine episode of Cover Slaves. Thank you for watching, and if you want to subscribe, that's up to you. I mean, that's like not up to me.
It's free of charge.
Free of charge. Value added. And we'll try to have an episode up every week, but it'll probably be 2 because, we don't have a Patreon, which means we're not productive. Anyway, have a good time. Don't grab anyone by the pussy.
You can, but you're just
You can, but you shouldn't.
You should. You really should.
Gods of war, may your hammer be mighty.